This is the story of Admiral Richard E. Byrd and Operation Highjump, a mission wrapped in secrecy, surrounded by conspiracy, and buried under decades of classified files. Some say it was just a training exercise. Others believe it was the first contact with an underground civilization, or worse. Let's deep dive into the ice. Before he was at the center of conspiracy theories, Richard Byrd was a national hero. A pioneer of aviation, he was one of the first men to fly over the North Pole in 1926, although some historians dispute whether he actually made it. He went on to lead multiple polar expeditions and even dropped American flags from the air onto unclaimed Arctic territory. The media loved him. The government backed him. He was seen as the eyes of America in the unexplored corners of the earth. Then came World War II. Byrd returned to active duty, gaining even more prestige. But by 1946, something was brewing. Something massive. Officially titled the United States Navy Antarctic Development Program, Operation Highjump launched in August 1946. Led by Admiral Byrd, it involved over 4,700 personnel, 13 ships, and 33 aircraft. Let that sink in, 4,700 men to study the cold. According to the Navy, the goals were to train personnel, test equipment in cold conditions, and establish an Antarctic research base. But rumors quickly began to spread. Why the secrecy? Why such firepower? And why did the mission end abruptly, months ahead of schedule? The fleet encountered strange weather patterns, reports of aircraft crashes, communication blackouts, and then silence. Some believed they weren't just battling ice. And here's where speculation begins to take over. What if the true objective of Operation Highjump wasn't research, but containment? There are theories that suggest the US government had intel, possibly from German defectors, that remnants of the Nazi regime had established a base in Antarctica during the war. Submarines spotted heading south. Strange sightings over the Southern Ocean. Even whispers that advanced technology, perhaps acquired through contact with non-human intelligence, was hidden there. Could Byrd's fleet have been sent not to explore, but to engage? Some versions claim that the Navy encountered disc-shaped craft, faster than anything imaginable, that emerged from beneath the ice and disabled ships and planes with ease. Reports of advanced aerial weapons, sudden unexplained losses, and a quiet withdrawal. If true, this wouldn't just be a military exercise gone wrong. It would be one of the first clashes between surface powers and inner Earth forces. And it might explain why, just a decade later, Antarctica became the most protected, demilitarized, and diplomatically locked down continent on Earth. In an alleged 1947 interview with the Chilean newspaper El Mercurio, Admiral Byrd reportedly warned, in the event of a new war, the United States would be attacked by flying objects which could fly from pole to pole at incredible speeds. What did he mean? Flying objects? From where? And more importantly, from what pole? Byrd also described the region as the center of the great unknown, a phrase that Hollow Earth theorists have clung to for decades, Was Byrd speaking metaphorically? Or did he see something the public wasn't supposed to know? In the 1970s, a book surfaced claiming to include Byrd's secret diary from a supposed 1947 Arctic flight. According to this text, Byrd flew into the Earth through an opening at the North Pole. What he described inside defies logic. Byrd claims his aircraft was suddenly intercepted by two disc-shaped crafts. These weren't just flying saucers. They bore Nazi swastikas and were operated by beings described as tall, blonde-haired, blue-eyed humanoids. Their technology was far beyond anything known at the time. The discs allegedly took control of his plane, guiding it with tractor beams through a glowing mist towards a vast inner valley. Byrd was then escorted to a shimmering city where he met with an entity referred to as the Master, the ruler of an inner Earth civilization known as the Ariani. The environment, according to the diary, was warm and lush, a sunless land lit by an inner light, teeming with giant animals, green plains, and advanced architecture. As he descended, Byrd described seeing something impossible. The people he met were peaceful, spiritually evolved, and deeply concerned about the state of the surface world. They warned Byrd about humanity's destructive path, particularly the use of atomic weapons. He was told that their race had once tried to contact humans before, but were ignored or attacked. Now, they feared we would bring ruin not only to ourselves, but to the balance of life across dimensions. But what if the place Byrd described wasn't an isolated pocket of life? What if it was part of a vast underground realm? Enter Agartha. According to esoteric teachings and global myths, Agartha is a legendary inner kingdom said to span the entire interior of the Earth. Ancient cultures from Tibet, India, South America, and even medieval Europe spoke of vast underground lands. Some called it Shambhala, others Patala. In these tales, Agartha is a place of peace, advanced technology, and spiritual evolution. Its people said to be the survivors of lost civilizations like Atlantis or Lemuria, observe the surface world and intervene only when necessary. The beings Byrd allegedly encountered matched the descriptions of Agarthan rulers: tall, noble, wise, protectors of the Earth's energy. The glowing cities, inner sun, and massive life forms all align with the law. Could Byrd have stumbled into a world whispered about in myths for millennia? Operation Highjump ended. Byrd gave a final interview. Then, silence. In 1959, the Antarctic Treaty was signed, banning military activity and territorial claims. On paper, it's a peaceful agreement. But ask yourself this: why is access to Antarctica so restricted? Why is there such tight international control over a frozen wasteland? Satellite imagery have sparked theories about hidden installations, no-fly zones, and even ancient structures under the ice. Some researchers claim that pyramid-shaped formations have been discovered, structures that defy natural geology. Are they just mountains, or evidence of something older and far more advanced? And yet, what if Byrd wasn't the last? There's speculation that multiple covert missions have been sent since. Officially, we have Operation Deep Freeze, launched in 1955 as part of the International Geophysical Year. The US built bases, ran research projects, and kept the military close. Some believe this was the continuation of Byrd's mission under a different name. There were also claims of secret Soviet and American expeditions, possibly racing to uncover or harness the technologies buried deep beneath the ice. Some even say black budget programs have attempted to excavate ancient craft or study the magnetic anomalies that point to hollow regions. Among the most extreme claims, that Buzz Aldrin himself visited a restricted zone and sent out a now deleted tweet warning that it is evil itself. And then there's the persistent belief that Nazi Base 211 still exists, either abandoned or absorbed into something much larger, something no government wants to talk about. We may never know what Admiral Byrd really saw, whether he glimpsed the hidden world, made contact with something unearthly, or was just caught in the machinery of Cold War secrecy. It's clear his words left a legacy, the center of the great unknown. That phrase alone should make us stop and wonder. Now it's your turn. What do you think lies beneath the ice? Let me know in the comments. And once again, we've got this episode's poll. Well, thanks again for hanging around, and I hope you enjoyed this one. I'm Mike, and I'll see you next time. And be sure to share what you know with those that are happy to listen. Bye for now.